can I say? What can I do? If it's alright, I'd like to fall in front of you.
Cheers, L'chaim. Cheers. I hope that you enjoy dirty martinis. That looks like a filthy martini. And I apologise if you don't like them. They're my drink of choice. I feel like they're a good starter to a night.
Always.
Or an afternoon.
Yes.
Anyway, cheers. Thanks.
Cheers. What I love about you, and I think everyone here too, is just like you're open and honest and vulnerable, and you're just genuine and relatable. I thought it was interesting how you said having a daughter has made you more focused.
Yeah.
So how so? And is it just because you're like better at managing time?
I don't know, actually. You've picked the wrong day to ask that. But no, I think when I was writing the record, I was really aware that like I'm not in a position where I can take a lot of time out, and I didn't feel like my career was set in stone, that this would, that I could afford the luxury of being able to kind of go and be a mother solely, even though I really respect people that can do that. So I felt like, it's never a good time to have a baby, but it's certainly never a good time to have a baby when you're in music and you're a woman.
Gosh.
It's like, it just is, it's hard. It's very male dominating. It's a bit, everyone was very supportive, but I think they kind of thought maybe I was like, yeah, so like, let's book in some sessions for maybe 3 months after the baby's born and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, why don't you just like see how you feel? And that just incensed, like, I was like, no, now I'm gonna make the best album. No, and I'm gonna do everything. And I managed my time quite well in the studio because I felt so guilty about being in the studio so early on, so that I kind of just was like, if I'm gonna be here, then I'm gonna do like 4-5 hour chunks, and that's gonna be it. And she did make me more focused. She's not with me at the moment, but she was in Los Angeles with me. Okay. But it's hard, and this is a new way of working. I've been very lucky that I've been able to kind of have her with me, but it's also quite hard touring with a daughter, and the jet lag and stuff.
Does it never go away, that guilt of like loving what you do and then loving being a mom? Does that ever even go away?
No, I don't. Is anybody a mum here? Yeah, does the guilt ever go away? No. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Yeah. So I may as well just like do both as well as possible and then hope for the best. Yeah. But I think definitely it makes you question, things. If it's going to take me away from her for a very long time, then you do question that. This was very important for me to tour the States because I love the States and I love my crowds here. They're my best crowds. I shouldn't say that because they're actually they're smaller than my UK and my Europe crowds, but like there's something, we have this magic together. So for me, it was really important to do this tour. Yeah. But I could have easily been like, you know what? It's going to be 3 weeks away from my daughter. I'm going to sack it in, but things like that. But it's hard. So then I just drink dirty martinis to deal with it. Yeah.
Glad we can help with that.
Thank you. It's a really good one as well.
It is.
It's very really cold, and it's got enough.
Nervous about that.
No, it's good. It's a really good one.
Good. I want to go back to when you were talking about being a woman in this business. What's the difference between being like with a man and a woman in a studio, and like, are you finding more and more like female producers and songwriters, and has the industry been changing?
I work with the most amount of females on this record ever, and I feel like there's a real rise in really brilliant songwriters. Julia Michaels, she's being an artist now. Sarah Aarons, who does loads of the Z stuff, so she does all those amazing Z tunes that get in your head, like Stay and In the Middle. She wrote Alone with me, and they're like these bright young things that are fearless and have so much confidence, but then also you work with Ed Sheeran, and he's the most confident songwriter I've ever worked with. So it's kind of, but it has been a pleasure to work with more women. Yeah. And I do feel like, especially in Los Angeles, where there's a lot of songwriters, there's so many more, female songwriters doing really well, but also, I get the chance to write with them. So what's the difference? I've learned through many a painful writing session, and this isn't to do with men or women, but the person with the loudest voice usually gets their point across, and it doesn't mean that they have necessarily the best idea. And so I think maybe there's a bit more sensitivity with women sometimes in the studio, where you don't need to kind of bully someone into an idea. But it's, you know, it's really, watching Julia and Sarah work has definitely inspired me. As you know, I'm an older woman to them. I feel like I should have more confidence. Well, I don't have as many hits as them, but like I feel like I have this kind of, I've learned a lot from their like unashamedly kind of confident approach, where I wish I'd done that a few years ago maybe, and then I wouldn't have had as many painful songwriting sessions.
You collaborate and you're friends with a lot of with talented musicians. What are any common threads or like common traits that people who are successful in this industry have?
I think that a self-belief, but and a kind of decisiveness that they kind of know themselves, and I think I've definitely learned that you know, somebody like Ed Sheeran, not to just bring Ed up, but like he just believes in everything he does, and it's not arrogance. It's like just he knows he's good, and he trusts himself. And I think for somebody who is, you know, I'm a worrier, I'm neurotic, I'm eager to please. It's like, you know, I really that could rub off on me. But yeah, I think there's like a self-belief, like an inherent self-belief that these people have. Sure. And the sensitivity.
If you could have a drink with anyone, they could be dead or alive, who would it be and where would you want it to take place? Would you be drinking a dirty martini?
I mean, look, we're in Chicago, so there's some good people, you know, that I could go, I wouldn't mind having a drink with Kanye just to see what's going on. Do you know what I mean? But Barack, I mean, you know, that would be lovely, and I would have a dirty martini.
Yes, I think he would too.
I feel like he would, because he's that kind of guy that he'd just be, I don't even know if it would be his tipple, but he'd do that.
Right,
for you.
yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Totally, 100%.
Yeah.
If you can just say like one or two things you want everyone to take away from Glasshouse, like what would it be?
God, I don't know. That it was kind of my most honest record. It was done at a time of kind of huge uncertainty, but also this kind of beautiful thing. I guess it's my most vulnerable record. I would love them to take away that, yeah, things aren't perfect, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. And to, I guess if they just learned a little bit more about me that maybe I'd been hiding for a bit before.
I love that. Cheers. Cheers again.
Oh my God, I finished my drink.
Now they're going to start going down even easier. Cheers, guys. Thanks again
Thank
for
you
coming
so
out.
much for coming. This has been such a pleasure to see you.